right now out here we've got some pretty wintry conditions, that's for sure. We've got about 5 inches of snow on the ground at this time, and we're looking for probably several more inches before the night's over. Latest winter storm information, there's a winter storm warning in effect for the entire Louisville area. We've had major problems throughout the evening. We had a period of sleet and freezing rain that began around 6 o'clock this evening, then changed to snow mixed with sleet around 10 o'clock. Then to all snow around 11 o'clock. Since 11 o'clock, we're looking at about 2:30 right now. In about 3.5 hours, we have had over 4.5 inches of snow, which means we have had over an inch an hour easily in this winter storm. Definitely is going to go down as one of the biggest winter storms of the season, if not of the past several years. We've been looking at near blizzard conditions at times with visibilities up down to 1/10 of a mile at times in the Louisville area. That's caused some major problems as far as people traveling, trying to see on the interstates. There's also been a lot of problems with the ice layer. There's about a 1/2 inch of ice underneath the snow, which is causing a lot of problems. The more snow we get, though, the more traction people seem to be getting, so the road problems seem to be lessening some. Plus, we're on a holiday today. It is the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday today, the birthday holiday, on this Monday morning, January 17th, 1994, and we're still seeing some very strong snow. As you can see behind me here, we've got really heavy snowfall, and we're right now just to the south of I-265 in southern Indiana in New Albany, and we're looking at some major wintry problems. I'll give you a little bit more information about the wintry weather here in just a minute. Right now, Adam Kerberg is joining us here. He has more information about all the problems that the snow has caused tonight. Adam.
Well, thanks, Larry. The local fire departments have had lots of problems with gas leaks. We have a water leak right over here to our south. An old Winn-Dixie store has apparently lost some water somewhere. Pipes probably froze up. We had gas leaks and a carbon monoxide emission in a hotel, not a hotel, but an apartment complex. I was thinking of hotel for some reason. I'd like to be in a hotel right now. As Larry said, we do have 4.5 inches here right now, and it's been snowing since roughly 11 o'clock. Local forecasters do say between 4 and 8 inches, even though we think it might be more. It's very heavy snow, and also it has been coming down at a very heavy rate.
That we've had, the lightning and the thunder that we've had inside the snowstorm. Very unusual in this part of the country. Now up towards the north, up towards Minneapolis, up towards Pennsylvania, when they get the major blizzards each year, it's not uncommon to see lightning and thunder, and it's a lot more noticeable in snow like this because everything's white already, and that just tends to light up the sky even more, and sometimes you even think it's a transformer blowing. I've just been out here maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and my notes are already frozen together. Got a lot of snow on them here, so I'm going to try to tell you a little bit about what's going on. We just grabbed some information here. A heavy snow warning remains in effect for east central Indiana until daylight, and I would not be surprised to see a heavy snow warning extended to this part of southern Indiana because the forecast here at 1:50 was still calling for only 3 to 5 inches of snow by daybreak in southern Indiana. And I believe if Adam will come over here and help me here, we'll check just to make sure right now. I believe we are right at just about 5 inches.
Now, am I right, or is this the official
this
National
is the
Weather
official,
Service snow
This
stick?
is the official snow stick. Let's kind of measure some untracked snow back here, and we'll see what we're measuring at right now. There's 3, there's 4. We're right at 4 inches here, and of course that's on the roadway. We don't have any grassy surfaces real handy, but on the grassy surfaces it's near 5 inches right now. I can tell you that I-65 southbound is closed between Brooks Road and Elizabethtown due to the major icy conditions. They've had a lot of accidents down that way, and on I-71 it's near whiteout conditions going up towards Cincinnati or back to Louisville from Cincinnati, near whiteout conditions in that area. So that of course is a major problem. Let's go through the forecast right now for you. If I can get my notes unfrozen here, we'll tell you that there is a winter storm warning overnight on Monday morning. We're going to have very dangerous road conditions with the snow. It will be heavy at times, of 4 to 6 inches of snow likely by daybreak in the Louisville area. We'll have snow diminishing to flurries by midday, and a total snow accumulation of 6 to 8 inches will be possible. We're going to see those winds out there gusting up to 20 to 30 miles per hour at times, which will cause some major problems. Then it's back into the deep freeze, folks. I know I'm going to probably be pelted with snowballs if I keep on giving these forecasts. Well, not much has changed here in the past half hour or so. We're back here right now. We're looking at about the same situation out here. We've still got moderately heavy snowfall falling just to the south of I-265. If the cameraman pans around, you'll see there's only one car moving right now on State Street in New Albany. And that's a pickup truck. It's definitely wintry weather out there for everyone. As far as the roads are concerned, you should stay off of them. I-265 has been deserted ever since we got here, and I don't think anybody's going to be traveling on that for a while. The salt trucks are out with temperatures as low as they are right now in the mid-20s, and the snow falling as hard as it is, it's going to be really hard to keep up with the roads for the rest of this morning. We do have a lot of closings this morning. We won't go into the whole list right now. We'll show that for you as we leave tonight. But basically, most of the schools are closed tomorrow, and a lot of the businesses are being closed. Most of the schools are closed for Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday anyway, so it isn't going to be a major problem out there on the roads. Do know Philip Morris for the 7 a.m. shift will be calling off their workers this morning. You should not report to work. We have a lot of other businesses around the area closed, and Ivy Tech is also closing. No word on IUS yet here in southern Indiana. You know Jefferson Community College will be closed. Good morning, I'm Lawrence Estep with this special report on this Monday morning, January 17th at about 9:15. We're under a state of emergency here in the Louisville area this morning due to a record or a near record snowfall. The final total is not in yet, but the official snowfall measurement at Standard Field in Louisville at 6 a.m. was 11 inches of snow. At the Weather Service office about 7 miles south of the airport, 1 foot of snow has fallen, and unofficial reports from several Weather Service employees range from 15 inches in Fern Creek to between 13 and 14 inches in Jeffersontown. A cooperative observer in New Albany reported over 7 inches of snow at 5 a.m. this morning, and unofficial reports from Harrison County at about the same time were up to 10 inches. The record snowfall for Louisville occurred on, coincidentally, January 16th and 17th of 1978, when 15.7 inches of snow was officially measured. Snow continued to fall across most of the area here at 9 a.m., and we're going to continue to see snow throughout the rest of the morning. A winter storm warning remains in effect for the remainder of the morning, and we're looking for extremely dangerous driving conditions. Basically, what you're being told is if you don't have to go out for a medical emergency, do not go out this morning. Snow diminishing to flurries by midday. We're going to look for accumulations up to 16 inches in some places, and it's going to be colder with temperatures dropping into the 20s in the afternoon. We have the wind out there right now gusting up to 20 miles per hour at times. The forecast for tonight calls for much colder temperatures with a low around 0 to 5 above, and there's going to be bitterly cold wind chills tonight also. And tomorrow we're only going to get up to about 5 degrees above zero. As I said a little bit earlier, we're under a state of emergency now here in the Louisville area. And joining me right now is my colleague Adam Kerberg. He's on the phone with us right now. Adam, hello, how are you?
Hi, Larry.
We had planned to do this special report at another location this morning, but unfortunately we're snowbound as well here in the newsroom, so we're not able to get our equipment out and about like we'd like to this morning. But Adam, why don't you tell us, you've been out and about this morning and you've got the latest on what's happening here in the city of New Albany.
Well, there's a snow emergency. Local authorities wouldn't like you on the road unless it was absolutely necessary. They're trying to get some kind of form of, if not plowing snow, at least trying to drive on it and pack it down. Roads are very hazardous. Actually, it's very wet snow, which will probably freeze later tonight, but it's very wet snow and it is very heavy.
Okay, Adam, I know you were talking earlier about a lot of the employees for the Floyd Memorial Hospital having a problem getting into work, and I understand that there have been some measures taken to try to get the critical employees like the doctors and nurses there. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, what has happened is that all the outpatients that we've had coming in the hospital for any kind of procedure today, it's been canceled. Any kind of procedure that you were going to come, a non-emergency procedure you were going to come to the hospital for today, will be canceled, and the police are helping out get employees in that need to be in. I myself was told that I need to be in because no one's there and no one's out driving, so we won't have any car accidents, and people who are out driving and may have an accident won't be hurt because they are driving so slow. People aren't out. There's so much snow that people aren't out to, in effect, where they would fall and hurt themselves, so the emergency room probably won't be very busy either.
Okay, well basically what I was telling everyone earlier is that a state of emergency has been declared now in the city of New Albany. Basically that means that what's going to happen here is that the National Guard Armory there on Grant Line Road is being mobilized this morning, and what's going to happen is that there are going to be numerous four-wheel drive vehicles on the roads helping out the police and the medical units, and also helping the general public try to get out of ditches. A lot of people are still stranded out there on the roadways from trying to go out this morning and not being very successful at it. This is also the same thing that has happened now over in Louisville and Jefferson County. A state of emergency has been declared. The National Guard is being mobilized on Crittenden Drive. They have a number of four-wheel drive vehicles there on Crittenden Drive, and those are being put into service here this morning, and they are going to be taking those out onto the roadways, trying to help transport doctors and nurses to the hospital where they belong, also trying to get critical patients to the hospital. Also, something very important this morning, we're being told, the mayor of Louisville, Jerry Abramson, just told us a few moments ago that they are now at a 3-hour delay for EMS service in Louisville. So if you need an EMS unit, it will be 3 hours before they can get there. That is due to the weather conditions and the backlog of emergency calls that they have. Of course, the most critical have to go first, so they advise you not to go out and shovel your snow. It's not worth the effort. With a foot of snow or more on the ground, you're going to overexert yourself, you're going to need EMS, and they're not going to be there for you. Your best bet is to stay inside if at all possible. We're also hearing of some scattered power outages now, and you can see here this tree here, the limbs here on this tree are just about ready to break off in many cases. They're very low-lying branches right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at that on my monitor.
Because of the very heavy snowfall in the Louisville area, the ice also last night caused some major problems. That's helped to weight down this tree here and a lot of the power lines, and they are starting to snap. Numerous power outages around the area, plus a lot of water main breaks this morning. A major water main break at the HQ store in Clarksville, Indiana, has caused some problems this morning. They will not be open for probably a couple of days due to the water main break there. Right now, let's take a look and see exactly how heavy our snow is here at the New Albany location here. We'll look here with the official snow measuring stick, and I'll just sort of shake that snow off it, and hopefully you'll be able to get a pretty good shot here. I know we are having some problems with our camera this morning. It has frozen up as well. We're right here underneath the tree. We've got about 8 inches of snow. That's a little bit deceiving. If I go over just a little bit to the right, my right here, I can look at snowfall totals over 10 inches. And we just measured across the yard there just a few moments ago, and we measured almost a foot of snow. And it's still coming down very lightly, as you can see out here. So basically the best advice is this morning there is a state of emergency in effect for the Louisville area, including the city of New Albany will be in effect until further notice. And in fact, in the city of New Albany, they are telling anyone that is not an emergency official or has emergency business to stay off the roads. Only emergency vehicles should be on the roads at this time. Same thing in Louisville. All the snow emergency routes have been cleared, and if you don't have a need to be out, then don't go out. All the businesses, as far as the major malls, businesses, schools, anything like that, have all closed today due to the state of emergency being put into effect. You're probably not even going to find very many of those convenience stores open at this point, because no one is out on the roads and no one's able to get to where they're going. So make sure you call ahead if you don't know for sure about the closings. Also, Adam, I understand we've been getting a late breaking bulletin here before we leave about a major situation out on the West Coast. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, there's been an earthquake out in Los Angeles area. It's measured 6.6 on the Richter scale, and some substantial damage has been done. They're still getting out now. They're waiting to get light so they can get out and take pictures of it.
Okay, I've just been handed this bulletin. Just came off the wire. A large earthquake has jolted Southern California early today and was felt in San Diego to Las Vegas. It was followed by several aftershocks, and the quake was felt in the Los Angeles area for about 30 seconds, and dishes fell off shelves and pictures were askew within at least a 20-mile radius. The quake was felt in Santa Barbara and Las Vegas to the north, Bakersfield to the east, and San Diego to the south. And power was out in Glendale, about 10 miles north of downtown, but in Claremont, 30 miles to the east, power was still available, officials reported. It was a pretty good earthquake, people said. It rocked the water out of the pool, said one resident, and also it cut off the phone in areas that were very close to the epicenter right after the quake. And let's see, I don't know if we still have Adam on the line here or not. We're having a few technical problems this morning. The weather's playing havoc with our equipment. and we'll try to get back with him here in just one moment. In the meantime, basically a state of emergency in effect for the entire area. We've had over a foot of snow. This rivals with one of the biggest snowfalls in history. In fact, this is the anniversary of the biggest snow ever in Louisville to occur back in 1978. So kind of interesting there to have the anniversary occur on the same day of your third biggest snowfall. And I think Adam's there.
Yeah.
Adam, are you back with us? Okay,
Yeah.
we had a few technical problems there. Just mentioning that this is the anniversary of the biggest snowfall ever in Louisville.
Hey, yeah, but the biggest snowfall in Louisville that I know of didn't have thunder and lightning.
That's true. That's true. Actually, this is about the first thunder storm that we've had within a snowstorm in 16 years. Very unusual to have thunder and lightning. That's something else that's been very unusual. And it's also caused some a lot of calls come into the newsroom this morning. People wondering what that loud rumbling was and what the shaking was there of their house when the thunder came off. And I tell you, that really lit up the sky. That's for sure. We were out in that earlier this morning. We can attest to that. Well, basically that's going to wrap it up here for now. We'll be back again later on with a full report, but basically a snow emergency, a state of emergency in effect for the city of New Albany, Louisville, and also the county of Jefferson in Kentucky. And that means you should stay off the roads unless you are an emergency vehicle or have emergency business. And the National Guard has been mobilized there en route to the city at this time to try to take care of any problems that may arise. Best advice is don't shovel the snow because EMS in many cases cannot respond to your house, or it's going to be several hours before they can. And of course the fire and police units are also on very delayed response. In fact, New Albany police units have went and got their four-wheel drive vehicles, their own personal vehicles, to get around this morning. That's how bad the road conditions are out here. Probably no major improvement for a long while, at least the next 24 hours, because basically when you have a storm like this, you're on your own for a day or two until the snow plows can get around the city and try to help out the situation. And these cold temperatures that are coming in are not helping much. As you can see here just a few moments ago while Adam was talking, the wind was really starting to gust up here, and we're going to probably have some blowing and drifting snow throughout the next 3 or 4 days. So that's the coverage of the snow emergency. Adam, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I was just going to say it. I think this morning really proved how important weather spotters are. As late as 12 or 1, the media were still saying sleet and rain changing to snow when we had 2 inches on the ground. They did not know about the lightning and thunder, and they were shocked to get the calls until they were set straight.
I think this is one of those situations where the winter storm just was so unpredictable. I mean, at first they thought 12 inches, and then they said no. Well, actually, first they said 6 to 10 inches, and they said no, 1 to 3, because we're going to get the sleet, and then things changed again. This is just the regular way of winter storms. They're very unpredictable. But as you said, the cooperative observers, amateur weather spotters out there are very important to helping everyone be informed about what exactly is happening and helping to keep people safe out there.
And it was awful bad. We had near whiteout a lot of the time. It was just really bad, and it's still really bad to get out. At least the whiteout conditions aren't there.
That's right. Well, hopefully the conditions will start to slowly improve over the next couple days, but we're going to be in the deep freeze for a few days, and no warm-up in sight till at least the weekend. With over a foot of snow on the ground, it's going to be a while before we're probably going to see the grass again, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be a white scene for a while, and drive carefully out there. In fact, don't drive at all today. Stay home. That's the operative word today. We'll be back later on with a complete report. This has been coverage of the state of emergency in New Albany, reporting live from in the backyard right now. I'm Lawrence Estep from New Albany, Indiana.